All right, guys, welcome to our Team Liberate Coach Basics call. I try to do this call the last Monday of every month. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think this call is great for new coaches. Obviously, it's the foundation of your business. We're going to go over 4 main things. But also as a more veteran coach, as you are learning to be a leader in this business, I think this call is really vital for your success as well. So whether you're listening to this live or you're going to be listening to the recording, if you have any questions, definitely shoot me a message or pop into the group chat. It's likely if you have a question, somebody else probably has the same one. So before I get into the Coach Basics info, I just want to pop into our team page and give some recognition because it is the final Monday of April and we have a lot of names on the board. So for our April 2019 Life Changers at Success Club so far, and we still have a solid 24 hours for people to change 1 or 2 more lives if needed. But we have Christina at 12, myself at 8, and Kelsey at 8 already on the board at Success Club. And then almost there, all these people have 4. Joe, Markella, Courtney, Maureen, Randy, Erin, and Kelly. Like I said, you guys only have 1 more life to change. You can absolutely do that before May 1st, which is on Wednesday. And at Success Club 2, so needing 2 more lives to change before the new month, is Stephanie, Jamie, Al, Cara, Dave, Lindsay, and Justin, who is Christina's fiance. So essentially Christina is at SC14, which is awesome. So I'm going to get into the Coach Basic stuff. So basically we're going to talk about 4 main things today. Vision and goal setting, because as a new coach and as a veteran coach, it's important that you have that vision. And if you are a more veteran coach, it's important that you keep going back to that vision and kind of reevaluating your vision and making sure that it is still consistent with your goals in your business. So vision and goal setting. And I just want to make sure I don't miss over one. Success Club and incentives, rank and control business center, and then volume. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, either pop them in the chat, but I'm more likely to, sometimes I forget to look at the chat, so just unmute yourself if you have a question. So vision and goal setting, okay? So I'm going to try to make this short and sweet without skipping over anything that's too important. So if you want to be successful in this business, you have to dive in completely. That doesn't mean you have to work your business like 1,000,000 hours a week, but you have to, you can't kind of tiptoe in and tiptoe out and then, try something and then, then you're gone for a couple weeks and then you're back active in your stories and then you're not showing up on your page. You can't do that because that's sending the wrong message to your followers. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with the vitals. Like we said, we always talk about the power hour. You can absolutely get the things that you need to get done every single day within an hour. Obviously, a little bit more is better depending on your goals, how fast you want to get there. But consistency is the key. And if you go all in, those are the people who are going to be successful, or at least see the most success the quicker. Don't look at this business, and I think it's easier said than done, especially at first. I know I'm 100% guilty of this. Seeing this business as something like more, something that's added to your plate. Maybe that's, if you find yourself kind of tiptoeing in and out, maybe that's something in your mindset that's holding you back. That this business isn't something more. Instead it's like an outlet. It's something that you get to do. It's something that's a constant in your life. Like I just posted about how crazy busy April was, and despite it being a really, really busy month, I still kept up with my business. Sure, I could have done more, but I still hit Success Club. I still brought on new coaches. I still am showing up for the team, showing up for team calls. I'm still inviting, things like that, because I actually enjoy working my business. Like I feel good when I work my business because it's something that's constant. So this, April was a really busy month, and hold on, my alarm is going off and I can't ignore it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. So, April was a really busy month, and I could have easily been like, I don't have time to invite. I don't have time to show up on social media. I'm half-assing my nutrition, which I totally was. But instead of doing that, I was totally like leaning into my business because it's something that I have 100% control over. And when I'm working my business, I actually feel good. I feel like I'm on top of my game. I feel like I'm in control, whereas everything else kind of felt like it was kind of spiraling out of control. So if you can think of your business as something that you have control over, it's kind of like an outlet to everything else that's kind of out of your control. I think that's where the difference is between, coaches who see this business as a successful thing, as a real thing, as something that is their plan A, versus coaches who are doing this as a hobby, who are kind of half in, half out, want to make it work, but aren't willing to do 100% of what it takes to make it work. Treating this business like you've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think the $16 business fee is a blessing and a disguise sometimes, blessing and a curse sometimes, because it's great that it's only $16. Beachbody takes care of all of the things on the back end for us. Shipping, receiving, they keep track of how much money we're making. They stock product, they do all of that kind of stuff. But because we only spend $16 a month for this legitimate business, I think it's very easy for people to say, like, it's not a big deal. It's only $16. I still get my discount and that sort of thing. But if you can have that mindset, and maybe it's going to take you some time to have that shift. But again, I think the successful coaches are the ones who have the mindset that they have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just like if you were to take on like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Walmart or something. Imagine how much money those people invest. So when they open the doors of that Walmart, they are like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole. And so think of how hard they are going to bust their ass to not only break even, but then to make a profit. Like, they have to work really hard. It's going to take a lot of time. They don't expect to make their money back tomorrow. Why do some coaches expect to make their money back, tomorrow, next week, next month, in a year even, with this Beachbody business? Because you've only spent $16 a month. It's a legitimate business. We're lucky that we don't have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars. But this is a legitimate business. It might look a little bit different to the, an outside eye. Network marketing is a little bit different, but it's still a legitimate business, and you have to work like it is. Because if you don't work it like it is, then it's not going to work. And I think that's when a lot of coaches quit, because they don't see the success that they're hoping to see right away, because they didn't invest a lot of money in it. It's a legit business, guys. Like, you have to treat it that way. And when you do treat it that way and you show up consistently, you have that mindset that you have to work your ass off to not only break even, but then to make that profit. That's when you're going to see serious change in your business, and that change is going to domino, and that's good where the commission meets the residual income, and that's really where you're going to see some changes in your paycheck in this business. Think of this business as an avenue to freedom. So freedom to everybody kind of means something a little bit different. It's funny that this is, kind of the outline for this call, because when I was thinking of the name for our team, for me, it was all about freedom. Because for me, this business meant that I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do. And for me, that was not having to go to my job, my 8 to 5 job, my 9 to 5 job, whatever, not having to show up for a boss, not having to, be somewhere working for somebody else's dream. It wasn't the work that I was trying to get away from. It was just, like the stipulations of having a boss and the time and then having my income capped, as a teacher. There's only so much you can make. And I just didn't like all that. So for me, it was like the freedom of being able to stay home with my son, but still having something that was mine, still having an income, and so forth. And so for everybody, freedom is going to look a little bit different, right? Like for Pat Reelman, who is the CEO of Team Boom, for him, he's not married. He doesn't have any kids. He loves to travel. And so for him, but he was an accountant or in finance or something. And so for him, like for the first 4 months of the year, he could never take any time off, never mind have the money to travel or anything like that. So for him, the freedom is just not having to ask a boss for time off, not having to say no to travel because he didn't have the money or the vacation days or things like that. So whatever freedom means to you, like this business can get you there. This is the avenue to that freedom, whatever that freedom means to you. You just have to work, like I said before, you have to work like you invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. You have to, you're not going to reach that freedom by kind of half-assing this business. You're not going to reach that freedom by tiptoeing in, then tiptoeing out, and then in and out. Like you have to be consistent. Think about if you owned a Walmart and you just showed up a week every month. Like that, would you still have your Walmart? No. If you went to work every other day, would you still have your Walmart? No. Like you have to treat it like a business. I don't know how else to say it. So think about what you're going to do differently than, number one, what you're going to be doing differently than what you're doing now, if what you're doing now isn't working. And also think about what you're going to be doing differently from all the other coaches out there. Like you have to set yourself apart. Likely on your followers page, on your friends page, on Facebook, on Instagram, there's probably more than just you as a Beachbody coach. So what are you going to be doing that's going to set you apart? Besides showing up daily and being consistent in your stories and on your social media page, think about what's going to set you apart. Number one is being you. You have to be you. There's nobody else that is you or that's like you. And so that in and of itself is going to set you apart. Don't act like, what you think other people want to see on their social media. Don't think that you need to portray, some of the top coaches. You have to be you, because by you being you and sharing your story, that's what people are going to relate to. And that's what's going to allow them to get to know you and to learn to trust you, and that you're the real deal, you have their best interest at heart, and that they can ultimately, join you. So think about your why in this business. Why are you here? If you're more of a veteran coach, why are you still here? If you are a new coach, why did you first start in this business? What is your why? And it's okay if your why evolves. It's okay if you're a new coach and your why is mostly about helping people. But in this business, you have to have a bigger why than just helping people, because wanting to help people is great, but it's not going to get you to show up day in and day out when you don't feel like it and when it's not convenient. It has to, you have to have this big emotional attachment to your why, because that's what's going to push you every single day to do the things you have to do, to not allow yourself to go to bed until your invites are done, to make yourself get up that much earlier to get your workout done. And so if you don't know exactly what that why is yet, that's okay. It's kind of like one of those onions. You kind of peel away at the layers to kind of figure out what it is that's going to fuel you every single day when it's not convenient, when it's not comfortable, and when you don't feel like it. I like to just throw in the escalator mindset in case that's not something you've heard of before. So the escalator mindset is Pat Reelman's, it's like his thing. And I honestly don't know if it's something he made up or he heard somewhere. But, if you think of an escalator and the escalator is going up, you're starting at the bottom. When you start as a new coach, or when you start over, maybe you take a little hiatus and you come back, you're always starting at the bottom. And he wants you to think about your why or your goals at the top of that escalator. And every time you do something that moves your business forward, whether it be big or small, working out, showing up on your social media, inviting, following up, sending those friend requests, sending those follow requests, that's going to get you one step closer up that escalator, closer to your goal, closer to your why, which is at that top. But every time you stop in your business, every time you take a week off, every time you decide that you're too tired to invite, every time that you decide you're too busy to send those friend requests today, that pushes you back down the escalator. And so it's this constant moving 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You have to be consistent. But by being consistent and just doing the things that you know you need to do. It's not, this business isn't hard. This business is easy. What's hard is showing up every single day. But doing those things and putting in the work and I'm going to talk about another analogy in a second, putting in the work every single day is going to get you closer to that goal. Ashley Fell Dyson, who's also a top coach, is on Team Boom. Her analogy is like a pebble. So every little thing you do is a little pebble. Every invite is a pebble added to this pile. So you're starting a pile. And every little thing you do, every workout, every time you show up on social media, every time you invite somebody, you're adding a pebble to your pile. And you're just going through your days, doing the things that you've been taught to do because consistency is key, and your success is inevitable as long as you keep showing up, and you're just adding to your pebble, adding to your pebbles, adding to your pile until one day you look over and you're like, holy shit, I've made like a huge mound from all of these pebbles, because all of those small actions every day are compounding to this big, massive pile. And that pile equals your goals in this business. So just thinking of that, like having that mindset that like every little thing you do, and that goes back to the compound effect. If you haven't read that personal development book, that's a huge one to read. And what's the other one? The compound effect and the slight edge. Those are two, especially as a new coach, if you haven't read those are must reads. The slight edge and the compound effect. And that kind of goes back into this pebble pile analogy. Seriously, focus on yourself. Be your absolute best, share that passion with others, but be consistent with it. And that's when people are going to notice what you're doing and be curious to hear about what you're doing and, want to join you. But consistency is key. If you're in and out, that's sending them the message that you're not the real deal. You might not have what it takes to really help them, and they're not going to trust you. They're not going to, order a challenge pack from you and join your group if they don't feel like you can truly help them. But if you're consistent and you're doing the things every day and you're getting the results and you're being a product of the product, of course they're going to want to join you. So just be your best, focus on your journey, share it with others, and invite them to join you. Start dreaming big. So I told you to talk about your why and your goals and your vision. Dream big. Like your goals should be so scary. I heard somebody say once, and it totally kind of resonated with me. Like your goals, if you tell them to somebody like outside of like your family who really gets it, it should kind of be a little bit embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but like you should like they should be so big that you're kind of like nervous to hear what people are going to think because they're so hairy, scary. But with this business, anything is possible as long as you're consistent and as long as you're here a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. So they should be kind of like scary. They should be really scary to tell somebody else. So dream big. We have coaches in this business, not just Team Boom, but this whole business who are doing incredible things in short amounts of time. If you guys didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call last week, you definitely want to. Sydney, I forget her last name. She was on the National Wake Up Call. She is in Ashley Fell Dyson's downline. She is on Team Boom, and she's already a 5-star, and she's been in the business like a little over a year. And it's just, she's not doing anything different than the rest of us are doing. She's sending a shit ton more invites than the rest of us are doing. But it just goes to show that there's anything is possible. Yeah. What's up?
Could you repeat the name of the speaker? What's her name?
Sydney, I forget her last name.
Okay.
But it was last week's. You can't miss it.
Last week's National Boom Call?
National Wake Up Call. That's something you should be listening to every week.
Okay, National Wake Up Call.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, cool. So let's go to Success Club and incentives. So Success Club is measuring the amounts of lives you're changing every month. So everything that we help other people with, sell for lack of a better word, has 2 different kinds of points values associated with it. The one we're going to focus on right now is Success Club points. So a challenge pack, which is Shakeology and the workouts, or the workouts and the performance line, or like the ultimate portion fix and Shakeology, that's a challenge pack. when you buy, it's kind of like when you buy two things together. Beachbody likes that because it's really setting you up for success. So they're giving you a discount basically. And then we as coaches get the 25% commission from all those challenge packs. But challenge pack equals 2 Success Club points. When somebody starts on Shakeology Home Direct, that is 2 Success Club points. And so the bar to hit Success Club is Success Club 5. There's a couple of strange ways to get 3 SC points now, but really SC is like 6 because you're going to be changing 3 lives, 3 different lives every month. So 2 points for a challenge pack, 2 points for another challenge pack, and 2 points for somebody on Home Direct or something. Once you've hit Success Club 6, that means you've hit Success Club for the month. So if you look at the leaderboard, that's always the cover photo in the Team Liberate page. On the left, you'll see those of us who have hit Success Club. That means because we've already had at least 6 points, and those of us who are still working to get those 6 points. Everyone, this should be your goal for everybody every single month, whether you signed up yesterday or you signed up 5 years ago. By hitting Success Club, it means you are showing up in your own journey, sharing your journey with other people, inviting people to join you, and encouraging other people to, change their life by joining you. It also means that you are adding to your network. It shows that you're doing the things you need to be doing every day to kind of move your business forward. So Success Club isn't the end all be all, but it's a good way to kind of gauge your progress in this business. And then when you have those 3 new customers every month and you give them that awesome experience in your challenge group, they're going to fall in love with the products and the programs, and they're probably going to want to pay it forward and at least be a discount coach, if not a business builder coach. And then that's when your team grows, and that's when things snowball and start to move forward. Different incentives for hitting Success Club. Unmute yourself. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, question. So say someone signs up for a challenge pack, right? Mm-hmm. They're not a coach. They just wanted to get a challenge pack and say 80-day obsession. So after they're done with that next month, so they're not a customer anymore, right? So
what happens? Still technically be a customer if they have Beachbody On Demand, because they had that for a year.
Oh, okay. So just quiet. Come on. Say this month that one person was my 2 points, right? Mm-hmm. So next month they can buy another challenge pack. They already have a Beachbody On Demand. Mm-hmm. What happens to them? So I don't get any credits anymore for them, right?
You would get the 25% commission every month that they buy Shakeology.
Okay.
But in terms of Success Club points, no, you wouldn't get any.
Okay.
It's 3 new people every month.
3 new people every month. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So some Success Club incentives is the Success Club trip. You probably saw there was 4 people from our team who went on the Success Club cruise last month. I was so sad to miss it because I was pregnant, but we went to Mexico last year and it was insanely fun. I can only imagine how much fun the cruise was. And next year we're going to Riviera Maya. It's just a really fun, awesome incentive Beachbody gives to those who are hitting Success Club consistently. It's free. All we pay for is the airfare. It's truly like a vacation more so than Summit. There's still a celebrity trainers to work out with. It's absolutely incredible. Also, Beachbody gives Success Club prizes. So if you hit Success Club 1 month out of the year, there's 1 prize. And then when you hit it 3 months out of the given year, there's a 2nd prize. And when you hit it 6 months out of the given year, there's a 3rd prize. So that's really kind of cool and neat. It's definitely not something Beachbody has to do. So I think it's kind of fun. Like I just got Beachbody Monopoly in the mail the other day. So it's just kind of fun and exciting. They have tank tops, hats, exclusive podcasts. They have the trainer bobbleheads. I got Ultimate Portion Fix cutting board the other month. So just really kind of cool and neat, like little prizes. And then there's also something called Success Starter. So as a brand new coach, when you hit Success Club your first 3 consecutive months as a coach, Beachbody will give you a free ticket to the following year's summit. which is really neat. Summit is like the big annual convention. There's like 30,000 people who go. Shameless plug, you should absolutely be going to Summit. If you are not signed up for Summit, you should 100% be there. I signed up as a coach when I signed up 4 years ago. It was just around this time. It was like the middle of April. And I went to Summit that year in July. So don't think like if you're a brand new coach that it's too early for you to go. Summit is a game changer. It will not only change your life, it will change your business. We work out with the celebrity trainers. You get top training from the coaches. Not to mention you get to meet all of our team in person. We have a Team Liberate dinner scheduled where there's a Team Boom party. It's just absolutely incredible. Moving on to Rank and Controlled Business Center. So this one I go into a lot more. I hit a lot of the same bullets with the Push to Emerald call, which I'll be doing tomorrow night also. So I'm just going to kind of hit on this quickly. So everyone in this business, when you start as a coach, you are a coach rank. It's the very first rank. Your first rank that you're striving for after a coach is Emerald. That means you have an active coach on your left leg and an active coach on your right leg. If you log into your coach online office and you go to monitor my business and then you go down to graphical genealogy, you can see the coaches who are below you. You might see that there's coaches below you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're your personally sponsored coaches. Only your personally sponsored coaches, meaning the coaches that you've signed up, help you to get to Emerald. The other people below you are just people that the team is helping to put below you to kind of grow your team, to grow the team. And that helps with the residual side of things and everything. But first and foremost, you have to get to Emerald. You can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't benefit from the residual side of things unless you're an active Emerald. So until you're an Emerald, all of those benefits are kind of just going out the window. They're kind of wasted. So you want to get to Emerald and you want to stay at least in Emerald. You never want to drop Emerald rank. In order to get to Emerald, this is something you should hit ASAP because like I said, the benefits like the volume you're accruing and, with the people below you, all of that's getting kind of wasted every week. You can't accrue it until you're an active Emerald. So one coach that's yours on the left, one coach that's yours on the right. We always recommend signing up your Controlled Business Center on your weak leg. So everybody has a strong leg and a weak leg. I can't just say, your strong is your weak, your left is your weak, and your right is your strong, or vice versa. It depends on where you are in the genealogy of things. But I'm more than happy to help you look at your coach online office and find out which one is which for you. If I'm not your upline coach, then your coach can definitely help you with that as well. Basically what this means is it's a business center that you can control. So it's a significant other, a family member, a very close friend, someone who's going to allow you to work their business and reap the benefits, like getting the paycheck from it. Mine is my husband, so we share a bank account. So I just, his money is my money. So whatever money I make through his account is just given to me. The reason we suggest that you do this is because on your weak leg, ideally in an ideal world, your Controlled Business Center would be the very first person you sign up on your weak leg. Not only is this helping you get halfway to Emerald already, but it's going to allow you to double dip your income eventually. It's not something you're going to see the benefits from overnight, but as you grow your team, you want to hold that spot, and as you grow your team, all of that volume that's accruing in your business is accruing in your Controlled Business Center, and then it's also going to accrue in your business center. So it's kind of like you're double dipping for your family. So every Thursday, my husband makes an income and I make an income because I trusted the process. I trusted my coach and I signed him up when I did. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand why I was doing it. But if you have that long-term vision and you see the benefits of this business, then it's something that you absolutely want to do. So the reasons you want to hit Emerald are, it means you're doing your job. You're growing your team. You can't grow your team unless you're inviting. Probably not going to invite unless you're showing up for your own journey. It's a snowball effect. So like I said, with getting Success Club, it's kind of the same thing in terms of growing your team. It means you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing every single day. Hitting Emerald means you can accrue that volume. So like I said before, everything we sell in Beachbody world has a volume points associated with it. For example, a bag of Shakeology is 90 personal volume points. Every week, the volume, everything that's kind of action that's happening on your right leg is accruing, and the action that's happening on your left leg is accruing. And if you're an active Emerald, then you get to cash out every week. When one leg hits 200 volume and one leg hits 100 volume, it doesn't matter which is which, you get to cash out. As an Emerald, you cycle, and this is kind of going right into the volume section of this call. So they're one and the same. As an Emerald, you cash out for $14 a cycle. As a Ruby, you cash out at $16 a cycle. And as a Diamond, you cash out at $18 a cycle. So while at first this might not sound like a lot, like, oh, sweet, 18 bucks. Think about once you're really growing your team as a Diamond, you might start cycling 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 times a week, times 4 weeks in the year. Like, that's going to seriously add up. And then on top of that, if you have your controlled business center that's also cycling and accruing volume, we have coaches on this team who make like thousands of dollars just by the residual side of things, never mind the 25% commission that they get when they sell challenge packs. You get?
Question.
Yeah.
What is cycling?
So cycling is what I said, with the 200 points on one side and the 100 points on the other side, you cash out or you team cycle. That's just the...
So it has to be 200 and 100 on like either side. It has to be a total 300, 100 from one side, 100 from 200 from another side. Mm-hmm. The points is the PDs.
Yes, and that comes from your activity, but also the activity of everybody below you.
Oh, okay.
Personally sponsored and otherwise, but only if you're an Emerald. You only get to, like, that volume only starts accumulating if you're an Emerald.
If you're an Emerald.
That's why it's so silly not to be an Emerald, because you're just kind of wasting all that volume.
Yeah. Okay.
Like everybody I've put below you, Liz is put below you, Joe is above you, but he's putting coaches below you because that's just the way the team works. So all of that activity accrues every week. The Beachbody world goes from Thursday morning to Wednesday night. So Wednesday at midnight every week, the computers add up what's going on in your business, and it sees how many times you get to cycle. So 200 and 100, that's one cycle. And then if you have enough left over to cycle again, 200 and another 100, that's another cycle. So you could cycle multiple times every week in your business center and your controlled business center, times 4 in a month. Like, that really adds up. Big time. Good question. Going back to the controlled business center, this is kind of a side note, but if and when you do sign up your controlled business center, it's often encouraged so first of all, you want to make sure you want to check with me or your upline coach and make sure that you have your back office set up so that your controlled business center is going to go in the right place. So you have your left leg and your right leg, and you want to tell Beachbody where you want your person to go. Otherwise, they're just going to put them anywhere. It's really easy. It takes literally 3 seconds to kind of set. It's called setting your preferred placement. When you sign up your controlled business center, it just makes the most sense to have them order a challenge pack at the same time that they sign up as a coach, because not only is that $40 sign-up fee going to be waived, but also they can sign up with a challenge pack that's different from the challenge pack that you signed up as or with, so that you can try some new products. So say you signed up with BOD and Shakeology and you've never tried Recover and Energize before, and obviously, being a product of the product, you want to try different products so you can help more people. Maybe you have them sign up with BOD and the Performance line. That's going to allow you to get that $50 commission. So that's, another reason to sign them up with a challenge pack. So you're going to get halfway to Emerald. They're going to get the fee waive. You're going to get the commission. You're going to be able to try new products. And you're going to get 2 Success Club points like right off the bat. So it just makes the most sense for them to sign up with that challenge pack. Again, signing up your Controlled Business Center is not something that you're going to see right away, but it's the smart thing to do for the long-term success in this business. So yeah, the team volume is the residual side of things. So you essentially in this business, we are earning with the 25% commission and the residual income. So at first it's going to be mainly that 25% commission, but then as you're building your team, you're going to be able to dip into the residual side of things, and then both kind of come into play. And that's when things get, really fun. So just, like I said, we have people in this business who are on this team even who are making like thousands of dollars. I think Annie just posted her income progression. I think in April she made like $18,000 or something absolutely insane, but she deserves it. She's put in the work. She's been here for 8 years. She shows up every single day. So just think about like what you would do with that kind of money. Like, how would your life be different? Remember, I told you this is the avenue to freedom, this business. It's like if you just commit to doing this thing every single day, again, that doesn't mean 8 hours every single day. It just means being consistent and doing the vital things every day. And if you're committed to being here in 5 years, like, and you're making some serious money, like imagine how your life would change. Imagine how your family's life would change. Think of where you'll be a year from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now, and think about what that money, could mean to you and how that could change your life. Remember that half of this business you learn as you go. You don't have to learn everything to just start. Nobody goes to school for Beachbody coaching. There's, so much we can teach you ahead of time, and then you kind of just learn as you go. You learn by doing in this business. You're going to make mistakes, but that's par for the course. You pick yourself back up, you figure out how to fix it for next time, and you keep moving forward. So that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions when you're listening to the recording. I will definitely post it as soon as it loads. And I will be back tomorrow night before the Team Boom call to do the Push to Emerald call, because I know I missed it last week. It was a busy month. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. If you're going to listen later, I appreciate you guys taking the time. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay? Sound good? All right. Thank you. Have a good night.